Engineer on site. Heading out to clean.
There's no glory in what you do.
Secure the objectives. Securing Alpha. Alpha locked down. Enemy has Charlie.
Battery KIA.
Securing Charlie. Losing A. C secure. Enemy has A. Enemy has B. Securing A. A secure.
Kill.
Losing C. Losing A. Hostile UAV above.
Liquidated.
We lost Alpha.
Battery KIA.
Hostile HCXD in your AO. Securing Bravo. Hostile Hellstorm inbound. Securing Alpha. Hostile HCXD in your AO. Securing Bravo. Alpha secure. All locations secured. Hold your positions. Losing Alpha.
Keep down.
Losing Charlie. We lost Alpha.
Sniper kill. Get moving.
Counter UAV inbound. Losing
Kill.
Bravo. Friendly care package incoming. Enemy took Bravo. Friendly UAV inbound.
Hailstorm awaiting orders.
Liquidation successful. Deploy Hellstorm on my grid.
Roger that.
Tango down.
Securing Bravo. Securing A. Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
That battery's dead.
Alpha locked down.
Spotter kill.
Smoke.
Ripper shed some blood.
Losing Charlie. Enemy took C. Securing Bravo. Bravo locked down. Friendly UAV inbound. Losing Bravo. Be advised, hostile HCXD spotted. We lost B. Be advised, hostile HCXD spotted. Securing C. Charlie locked down.
Reaper? Hardly.
Not one yet. Keep it tight. HCXD inbound. Losing A. Securing B. Losing A. Good job, CDP. Do it again and let's go home.
Inform, Outrider kill.
Halftime. Capture the objectives. Care package inbound. Securing C. C secure. Friendly care package incoming. Enemy took Alpha.
Threat neutralized.
Friendly lightning strike inbound.
Outrider down.
Bravo
Reaper
secure.
available.
Friendly Guardian deployed. Losing C. Securing Alpha. We lost Charlie.
That
A
battery's dead.
secure. UAV inbound.
Hailstorm on standby.
Reaper down.
Counter UAV inbound. Care package inbound. Friendly UAV inbound.
Threat neutralized.
Hostile UAV above. Be advised. Hostile care package overhead. Hostile HCXD in your AO.
Smoke.
Friendly hardened sentry deployed.
Overwatch kill.
Securing C.
Threat down. Liquidated.
Be advised. Hostile counter UAV is online.
Hostile down.
Losing A. Securing Charlie.
Ghostly launch.
All locations secured. Your position. UAV inbound.
Good effect. Acknowledge.
Friendly hardened sentry deployed.
Should have stayed cloaked, man.
Losing Bravo.
Dead. Reaper KIA.
Care package inbound. Friendly UAV inbound. Losing Bravo. Friendly care package incoming.
Reaper, shed some blood.
Enemy took B. Be advised. Hostile UAV incoming.
Enemy down.
Guardian deployed. Hellstorm
Prophet
inbound.
killed. Dissected.
Hailstorm on standby.
Deploy Hellstorm on my grid.
Securing B. Friendly counter UAV inbound.
Kaz failed.
Friendly care package incoming.
Battery KIA.
The round's nearly over. Keep up the momentum.
Spectre authorizing Wraith deployment.
Friendly HCXD inbound.
Artillery.
UAV inbound. inbound. Friendly care package incoming.
You confirm my Wraith running in the dark.
Friendly counter UAV inbound. Made the entire CDP proud.
Contract completed. Prompt payment is advised. You've seen my work. It speaks for itself.
Domination.
Nomad, headed for cover.
Ident Nomad.
Secure the objective. Securing Alpha. Alpha locked down. Enemy took Charlie. Securing Bravo. Bravo locked down. Losing Alpha. We lost A. Hostile UAV above. Losing Bravo. We're being dominated. Take those positions.
Spectre down.
Securing C. Hostile UAV spotted. Charlie locked down.
Tango down.
Losing C. Hostile HCXD in your AO. We're being dominated. Go on the offensive.
Ripper ready. Get
A
close,
locked
Reapers.
down.